That's right, everybody. Get excited. We're sitting at a wedding table right here. From seating to silverware, as Chelsea Clinton sure knows, planning your dream wedding can be a nightmare. So, executive editor Rebecca Dolgin of TheKnot.com is here with some tips on how to avoid that disaster. If you're at home right now and you're saying, I've got a wedding coming up in the next year or a couple of months. So let's talk about, I guess, one of the big things, and I'm sure this is probably not so much of a problem for Chelsea today, but seating chart, because you know, whether you have 100 or 500, it's
exactly. It is probably one of the trickiest parts of the wedding, and it's one of the things you wait until like the couple weeks before, although in this case, I'm sure their event planner has been planning the seating for a very long time because it's extra tricky with politics involved here.
So what's the tip?
The tip is really to keep people who have similar interests together. Keep the family together at the table, keep cousins together, high school friends together. Don't mix it up too much, but so that people have things to talk about.
Yeah, so you've got Miss Streisand right there. I've got Mr. Brolin. So basically, the common bond here is AAA-MCO. Yeah. Of course, you're married. All right, now let's talk about, you've got divorce, let's say divorced parents. So there's some type of conflict with some guests, especially family.
Right, sure.
Do you seat the divorced parents together if, let's say, they don't get along too
It depends. Like for this wedding today, Mark Mizvinsky's parents are divorced. So what you could do is you could put them together, and sometimes that works out fine. Or it's perfectly fine to put them at separate tables, and if they have their own families, if they're step families, they can all stay together. And as far as the couple goes, you know, the couple can sometimes just have their own sweetheart table, and that gets them out of some of these tricky situations because it means they're just together and they don't have to worry.
I dodged a huge bullet because my parents are divorced, remarried, but the four of them are the best of friends.
Oh, so you got lucky.
Nice.
You got lucky.
Didn't have to worry about it at all. Let's talk about elderly guests, because I did make this mistake. I sat the grandparents near the speakers, and I did not hear the end of it. That
is a mistake. That's a classic mistake. You don't want them near the speakers. You don't want them near the dance floor. You want them close enough to the couple that they feel like part of the action. And another thing, near the door is always a good idea, too, for them, too.
And if you do go to a wedding and you're not happy with where you're seated, if you're seated maybe at the kids' table or next to, don't complain to the bride and groom. That's their day. They don't need to hear
it. They don't, yes.
That'll leave a big gift. And let's talk about, how about favors and things like that? So.
Favors, it's a great token at the end of the wedding, and it can be something really small or it could be something a little bit bigger. We anticipate for this wedding they'll probably do a charitable donation. It's really big right now with celebrities and couples. They may also give a token gift. They may do the Clinton Vineyards wine.
And this, we notice this is kind of low and lush, so you can you can talk with your other guests as opposed to the big and opulent.
Exactly. You really have two options. You can go low and lush like this, or you can go tall and skinny, and that won't interrupt the flow either.
And final question for you, because this is always a good one. If one of your guests is just obnoxiously drunk, can you kick him out of your wedding?
That's a tough one. Well, you can't kick them out of the wedding necessarily unless they're really misbehaving, but have the bartender cut them off if they seem like they're getting drunk. Have your event planner kind of coordinate the situation so they're away from the other guests at least.
So if Uncle Lonnie is ever being belligerent, you can just basically, you can boot him right out.
You get your wedding coordinator to do it.
Got that, Uncle Lonnie? All right, Rebecca, thanks so much.
Thank
Rebecca
you
Dolgin,
so
everybody.
much.